Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Mel. It's so good to see you.
It's so good to see you too. You have a very exciting training coming up to present to students coming up in September. And I wonder if you want to tell our students a little bit about what you're going to bring us, some of the magic.
Yeah, thank you. Um, in the last few years, I've been doing a lot of training with IFS and psychedelics, and many of our students or potential students may already have clients that are seeking out those services. Maybe some of our students might have had their own journeys. Um, so, yeah, psychedelics is really becoming more mainstream and more people are utilizing psychedelics for healing. So um, I've been putting together, well, I've been teaching a longer course for psychedelic guides for a couple years, but I'm now moving into this course and future ones where I'm going to help all of the IFS trained clinicians get to know how we can use IFS on the bookends. If these clinicians are not providing psychedelic services, how can they support their clients in preparation and then in integration? I think the model is so beautiful in that when we're attuned with our clients, no matter what the content or topic is, we can tend to the system. But I think psychedelics can become a little bit of a loaded topic for people.
Mhm.
And so it's getting our systems calm enough so that we can work with clients if our system's activated, right? But yes, utilizing IFS in preparation and integration is a piece of that. And then also, I'm going to provide some education on some of the typical psychedelics, what the experience is like, because not everybody has had that. And a couple other additional pieces like, what are some qualities in finding a good guide,
Mhm.
especially from the IFS perspective. Everything I do is from the IFS perspective. So all these additional pieces will include that. And, one of the questions we get asked often is what parts come up with different psychedelics? So that's one of the questions that we'll address in the class too.
Mhm. I think the course is going to be, well, exciting, but also really meaningful because I think there's a lot of people even journeying that maybe don't have the framework around, how do I integrate this or what do I do before or how do I even help or find a helpful guide, right? So
Yeah.
really helping people even have different experiences when they're journeying or make different meanings from what they experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's really important for people to be well prepared for a journey. And so IFS practitioners and therapists can do a lot with their clients with, what parts have concerns.
Mhm.
I've adapted the 10 most common protector fears into psychedelic fears.
Mhm.
Um, and that's really fun to go through and the reassurances we give. So that'll be a very useful thing for our participants. And
Mhm.
then on the back end, really listening into the system about what might have been difficult to assimilate or digest from the journey. Where is anything sticking that needs some attention,
Mhm.
or where is it really alive and wants more support?
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, and we're not going to talk too much about this in this video, but you're going to go into why IFS is such a good match for doing psychedelic journeys, and how it even may be important to have some of those skills to help surround the journey and the experience before and after. It probably makes a
That's right.
difference.
Yeah, I've I've coalesced this slide into why IFS is an ideal model for psychedelics, and each of those pieces will be followed throughout the rest of the training of the course, because each of those pieces are so important. Um, yeah, so I've given this course already to the IFS Telehealth Collective, and their clinicians were really eager and really devouring it and wanting more. So when we have IFS trained clinicians and you've got somebody in your office and they start talking about psychedelics, you want to be a little bit
Mhm.
informed, have some skills ready so you can work with that. And hopefully that'll give our participants enough of a foot in the door to feel comfortable.
Mhm. Yeah, and also for folks, this training is, you don't have to be a or a psychedelic trained therapist to take this. It's actually for folks who aren't trained in psychedelics, but have clients that are really, or that are engaging in some of these journeys.
That's right. Yeah. And I think that's a good point to really make sure people know, yeah, we're not training you in how to be a psychedelic assisted therapist.